Prota, I'm interested in, of course, in your motivation to be here and to support Ukraine. I ask about it all of your soldiers, all of your fighters, and you as well.
Yes, for me it was clear last year, seeing hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians going home to defend their country, long columns of vehicles leaving daily, many without any experience. Me having done a couple of tours in Afghanistan, I thought, who am I to stay home when Ukraine is defending all of Europe? So rather fight here now than later on at home.
Could you tell more about your previous military experience, combat experience in Afghanistan, of course, if you can?
Yes, I can.
What is the mission?
Yes, I was EOD, meaning like sapper, explosive ordnance disposal. So I did that in 2010 and 12. For 2 tours, 6 months each. But now this war has been longer in total.
Okay, but this war and those wars, those conflicts that you saw earlier is different.
Much difference. It's barely comparable. Last year it felt more like we were the Taliban here because the enemy has everything and we had very little. Now it's more even, but I can't compare those. This is enemy having so much more resources and there's a clear front line. There is not like you have embedded terrorists that you have to fight in various villages. Here is on one side them, one other side is us. It's much different. More of a classic war, if you say.
Have you got here any new experience, for example, in this war?
Oh yes, I don't regret anything here though. It's kind of how we used to train back in Sweden, also having Russia as enemy. Now this actually happened. So those things that we were theoretically training for but never really using, going to Afghanistan, here we have managed to use all that. So and more and much more. So I think there's a lot of experiences to be drawn here. Really how important it is with the sheer amount of ammunition. Like it's mind-boggling how much we're using daily, and enemy even worse. It's been an awakening for many countries, this how much you need to have in stockpile and how much you need to re-divert your economy so you can support it for a long time. I was in a hurry here. I thought Russia will realize its mistake and go home quickly, but they didn't. So
could you remember your first combat experience here? First battle maybe, or first mission? Not details, of course, but your feelings, your first feelings in combat mission here.
For me, it's the worst before we do it and afterwards. You are more scared prior to it, like this is going to be a difficult mission. And then afterwards, once you start realizing, oh, we really did this. But then once you are there and bullets are flying and artillery is hitting, then you're just focused. So then it's not so bad, actually. It's before or after for me. Yeah, that was last summer, was the first one, after a few months of training and trying to find a good deployment and figuring out new teams. This is all a new structure for us, so it's been a build-up period as well.
But guys in your unit and your group, is it comfortable for you to deal, yes, or to go to the mission with them, because it's the language, yes, it's different cultures, it's different all.
Yeah, actually, I don't consider the Ukrainian culture too different from the Scandinavian roots I have myself. Actually, I like it here with that. It's you guys even do sauna. You go to banya just like us. It's and there's barely any spicy food, so which is perfect for me. So I don't think it's so different. But I think it's more different from if you come from US or Britain, or I think
Really?
I think that is more different. For me, it's we have a lot of shared history as well, also between Sweden and Ukraine. So
What did you knew about Ukraine before coming?
I was here actually with a friend of mine 2017 as tourist. So so we went to Sumy, Kiev, Poltava, and I really liked it. And I hoped I would be able to come back one day. And yeah, not like this though. But I think I will just buy a house here someday. I think so.
What did your family, your relatives say to you when you made some decision?
Yeah, they understood the decision. Of course, they don't like it and they're worried, but my home front, if you say, they've been amazing. They've been supporting a lot. They was helping gathering the equipment needed, so I don't show up empty-handed. They are taking care of my house at home and like the pets and just making sure everything is just as I left it. When this is all over, I can just go back and things back to normal. I hope.
Do they understand your decision?
Yes, they do.
Your wish to be here.
It's many ways understandable because we also have Russia close.
I know that in Sweden there is a lot of Russian propaganda.
Yes, but not so successful. They haven't been able to get through our media in an efficient way. So we're not getting fed propaganda from our own government or state. Sweden's stance has been very clear in this. So we will support Ukraine for a long time. It's been the government's stance. So,
and there are a lot of refugees, Ukrainian refugees.
Oh yes, yes, there is also.
Yeah, my sister in Sweden now that
Oh really?
I know.
Yeah.
Did you connect with the Russians maybe after the mission or after the battle?
Not on a personal level, no. But our allies took some prisoners outside Mykolaiv, and there was this old guy that's been in war with. For the Soviet Union in Afghanistan back in the 80s. He always had this long stories that no one of the others wanted to really listen to. But he got put to guard Russian prisoners, and then he could tell all his stories. He just handed them some more cigarettes and kept talking. It went on and on and on. They just had no choice. It's just to listen. So that was... and I stood and watched for a bit, but no, they were doing fine. It's not torture or anything, it's just boring stories.
Do you plan to stay here to the end, to the victory, or what is your plan?
Well, that depends. I said that all the time this far, but it just depends how long it's going to take, though. I don't think my friends and family can handle years, but if I go home for some time and come back, then yeah, I definitely don't want to miss the victory party. I think it's going to be the best party for 100 years in Europe.
What did you do before coming to Ukraine in civil life?
I was just a construction worker at home
Really?
in Sweden. Yeah, build concrete, and I like house building. I have my house that I usually have always something, or there someone needs help to build something. That was my profession. It still is. I still have my job, so I can go back there.
How your experience helped you in this war? Your previous experience, for example, you was a supper. Yeah.
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 Knowing kind of your own limits, what you're prepared to do and what you can do without, or what you can do comfortably, what you know. So it's not only theory that you have with you. You have been doing sapper jobs earlier. That makes it easier here once you do it again for real. So you know you can do it already. You can comfortably say that yes, we're able to do this. And also, what's the how you deal with the dangerous situations. If you know yourself good enough to know that you're not going to panic or freeze or do anything irrational, that you can act on it like you should. Knowing that is has been useful. I don't think I would come here otherwise if I didn't know that.
What is the situation with veterans in Sweden? Veterans of Iraq, Afghanistan.
There we are considered veterans, and now we have introduced a Veterans Day and trying to make that more of a bigger thing. It hasn't been for a long time, since we weren't in the Second World War, for example. So that part we kind of left, but it's getting better and better. We'll see though what happens with Ukraine veterans. That I'm not sure, and I don't think there's any decisions about it yet either. So it'll be interesting to see what they say.
Yeah.
But it's not considered a problem, at least. So.
You have some community, yeah, of veterans in your
Yeah,
country.
there is, yes, but it's on a voluntary basis. It's not controlled by government. With those organizations, yeah, we have counting the last 2 decades, it's about 10,000 people that went for example, Kosovo or Afghanistan, Mali. So there is a bigger community now.
And my last lyric question, of course, about Ukraine and about Ukrainians. What will you remember forever? What will you take with yourself when you come back to Sweden?
I think definitely the bravery of the general Ukrainian soldiers. Like I can see that you go into this with a great passion about it. So it's. I've been amazed so many times over what the Ukrainian soldiers can do just for getting the invaders out. That has been really a big experience. And then also the similarities wise in between our cultures, and then the amazing hospitality. Like I always feel welcome here. So it's rarely happens if you swap around in between locations that you're not invited into some village party event there, or just turning in your car to a workshop and you're invited for a party afterwards as well. So it's so welcoming. The list could be long. I could extend that answer more, but it's about that for sure. The feeling of being welcome and appreciated.
Do you like Ukrainian cuisine?
Yes, I do. Because there's almost nothing that's spicy. So I'm not good at spicy. So here like the shashlik, vareniki, and kasha, I think that this is perfect for me. I think it's really borscht. Yes, of course, not to forget. That's UNESCO heritage now. Yes, that's
With
it.
salo?
Salo, I struggled with that initially, but now I learned it. It's okay.
Yeah, because it's the culture to eat
Yes,
borscht.
it's a big deal. I understood that, so I was getting the looks if in case I try to skip the salo, but now yeah, I need to eat it. I understand.
And different kasha, because there's not popular thing in Europe.
No, it's not. But I think it will be provoking to say to an Italian that it's like risotto, for example. I think that they will not like that. But the mixture, I think, is really tasty usually.
So it sounds lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For your support and for your help.